Hello, everyone. Today I'd like to talk to you about a pretty pleasant dream theme since it's about births. In dreams, so births and also pregnancies, we'll talk a bit about that too. So, when you have a dream about a birth, well, it can have different meanings, of course, which will depend on the context of the person who is dreaming. That she has a baby, that a baby has just been born. So, births. Childbirth in dreams isn't just for women. Men can also dream that they are pregnant and giving birth, or that they have pregnancies. So, gentlemen, you can listen too because this video will also interest you. Generally, for women, especially those who want to have a child, and who dream that they are giving birth, that they are delivering a baby, or that they see a baby, or even that they see themselves holding a baby in their arms. Very often this is a sign of happy news to come. So, why and how is it that we can dream about it before a child actually arrives? There are different explanations. First, I'll tell you about my own experience. My own experience, based on what I've lived, is that everything we experience in reality, we first create in our dreams. So, by working personally on our dreams, we can see in our dreams the future that is taking shape. And so it's possible to dream in advance about children who are going to be born. For those who are interested, you can read my book, Dream Clairvoyance, Learn to See Your Future in Your Dreams, in which I share two very simple techniques to develop this ability to see your future in your dreams. And there's also the ability that you can develop to influence your future within the dream. All right, that was just a side note. So, as I was saying, we might dream of a child, of a new baby being born. And sometimes, sure enough, it really will be the birth of a new child that is being announced. This was actually well known in certain tribes or so-called primitive peoples who, in fact, believed that the soul of the child circles around the parents before conception, and at the moment when fertilization happens, well, that's when it enters the mother's body, and then it begins its 9-month journey, a bit confined, of course, inside the mother's womb. There were also the ancient Mayan priests who were responsible for bringing back people who had died. So they would go out to hunt for the souls of the deceased, to bring them back, to guide them into a womb, meaning into the mother's belly, and of course, they knew who was going to be reincarnated into their group. That was very convenient for excluding people who weren't very interesting, I think. I don't know. Now, let's look at the meaning of dreams about births that don't announce the arrival of a new child.
In general,
Dreaming of birth. In these cases, it's going to be almost always a very, very positive dream, since it signals a major positive change within ourselves. So it's a kind of rebirth, because there's something new in our psyche, and we're going to start over, like a new psychological life. It can also signal a new project, most of the time something creative. And for example, for me, the birth of a child in a dream actually warns me that a new book is about to be published that'll feel like writing. So it often relates to my books, and one day I even dreamed that I found a child cut into pieces in the ground, and I gathered all the pieces together, and I had the baby. And the meaning of that dream for me was simply that the book I was writing needed to be put back in order, that it wasn't very coherent in terms of the chapter order. So I followed the advice from my dream and organized my manuscript a bit. So there you have two examples of interpretation for births. Of course, the second interpretation applies just as much to men as to women. Now, you can also dream about pregnancy, as well. And pregnancy can be interpreted in the same way as we interpreted the previous two dreams about births. Sometimes you might dream that you're carrying a baby, but it's extremely heavy and really exhausting. Well, in that case, it very rarely relates to an actual birth. It's a psychological type of dream that shows you're carrying someone psychologically, and it could be an adult who weighs on you a lot. So you might have this kind of dream triggered. You can also, in your dreams, see babies, but these babies don't actually refer to real babies in real life, and it could be a symbolic way of showing you people around you who, in your opinion, aren't mature enough, or it could represent an aspect of yourself. So those are few possible interpretations of birth. And of course, dreams about birth will be interpreted differently, depending on the person, depending on the context, and it's up to you to do a little work. Staff. To observe the connections between your dreams and your reality to know exactly what it means for you. To dream about birth, to dream about pregnancy, or to have dreams where you are carrying children. To do this work, well, I recommend you read my book, The Meaning of Dreams. You can easily find it on Amazon, and in this book you'll find all the explanations you need to do this work effectively. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you very soon in other videos about dreams. Goodbye, and see you soon.